Hi there and welcome to Apple World. So it appears as though Diddy is not a devotee of Jason Lee spilling tea on him and uncovering things he saw at Diddy's gatherings, since Jason is out here guaranteeing that Diddy supposedly attempted to unalive him when he uncovered the individuals at his gatherings were doing freaky stuff. Well, Jason Lee is among the meager few people straightforwardly confessing to going to Diddy's gatherings, despite the fact that he demands that his presence was only for business purposes anyway. This doesn't imply that he didn't observe some fairly silly exercises occurring. He has come arranged with proof to support his case, and you probably will need to plunk down for this on the grounds that the disclosures are very surprising. So if you're interested about how Jason got all this succulent data, this is on the grounds that he used to be tight with Diddy for a couple of years. He had some sort of managed Diddy's image revolt television, which implies he was consistently around Diddy and seen a parcel of obscure stuff. However, normally people begun guessing that he could have been one of Diddy's Don Juans in the event that you get Madry. However, Jason wasn't having any of that discussion. He immediately moved forward to explain that he and Diddy just had business connections, nothing more, nothing less, and truly he's been really bare about getting down on Diddy of all time since those CIA charges surfaced, dissimilar to some other celebs who just unobtrusively plunged out and behaved like they never at any point met Diddy. In addition to, he was the first to spill the tea about Diddy settling Cassie's claim, given the energy that Diddy was attempting to quiet her to take care of himself. Yet, after a day after this split, everything disappeared since it was settled. Now I'm hearing from the Rhodes that was somewhere in the range of $20 and $25 million. Good, that is $25 million in one day that ain't occurring in the event that ain't nothing happening. You know, he's not getting the Sarah cash in. I longer in light of the fact that they sued him and he got into a major battle with Serac, so that $50 million a year hasn't been coming in that frame of mind for the last year, and afterward, he lost to TNT dreaming dark since they awakened and said they would rather not dream it dark with him no more, and afterward, the truth is revolt didn't re-establish our show, or couldn't restore our show, since they didn't have the cash to do it. Be that as it may, we actually support revolt since it is a blackhound D business, and we maintain that it should proceed to flourish despite the fact that Diddy stepped down as of late as the seat. However, it's still pushing ahead with the Tavio and Dion the president of Terrible Kid, or Comes Undertakings. Well, here's a photograph of Cassie and Diddy proclamations following the goal of whatever made them arrive, that is in the desk, work a day after the fact, investigate Stone from Cassie. I've chosen to determine this matter genially on conditions that I have some degree of control over. I need to thank my family, fans, and legal counselors for their enduring help. Diddy said, we've chosen to determine this matter genially. I wish Cassie and her loved ones the very best love. And afterward, a proclamation from Douglas, the chamber for Miss Venture, says, I'm extremely pleased with Miss Venture for having the solidarity to open up to the world about her claim. She should be committed for doing so. He took care of her to disappear, you all, not him. Loki calling Diddy out for being a broke kid. Yet stand by, that is not the last we found out about him and Diddy on the grip. That at the point when he bounced on Cam News webcast, he truly went in on him, demanding once again that they weren't companions, and it was on the up and up, like he's making obviously no one was amigo with Diddy. Hasn't had all that you realize that call Cam's consideration. He began getting some information about the celebs Jason spotted at Diddy's gatherings. Furthermore, listen, Jason was prepared to spill all the teeth. He name-dropped several high-profile stars like it was no thing. As per him, those gatherings were loaded with such countless superstars that he had to recruit the tactical level security. I mean, might you at any point envision he was prepared for any insane fans attempting to sneak in for a look at their most loved celeb? All adoration? I mean, I've seen Diddy need to recruit additional security, practically the military, to prevent individuals from needing to scale the wall to get in his home on the grounds that on the opposite side of that wall is Beyonce. Jay-Z also. Every large star you need to be aware of, yet stand by, there's more. Jason dropped some more peculiar obscure tea about those gatherings, saying that Diddy purportedly utilized his power and impact to menace and scare individuals into staying silent about what he's truly similar to, and how extreme it is to work with him. He even guaranteed that he almost succumbed to Diddy's scandalous attitude, uncovering that Diddy once threatened to unlive him. There's forever been these accounts about Diddy being underhanded. I've heard he was Satan. I heard he was abhorrent. He even once compromised me, yet I couldn't say whether it was the Dellon or Sarat, or on the other hand, on the off chance that it just felt itself. However, I was snapping a photo in his home, and he strolled. He said, don't you at any point attempt me? I'm telling you the present moment I'm an alternate sort. I said, do you need to get into He image or not, cause I'm tipsy, you smashed, and I'm going to do this with you, better believe it. He got in the image to the image, he said I with you, man, in the event that you don't get your insane Dr. Jackal Mr. Concealed ass out of here. Yet, you realize that was the little experience I had with him, however. That didn't stop the tattle plant from turning after Diddy got captured. People began conjecturing that Jason was far more engaged with Diddy antics than he was letting on, and that he could try and have been essential for that freaky stuff occurring at those wild affirmed parties right now. Jason resembled goodness, my lager, and went live on Instagram, prepared to squeal on everyone he spotted at those oddity offs. He dropped some stunning names like Tiana, Taylor, Jordan Woods, Travis Scott, the child Mary J. BL, and an entire bundle of others. You all, once Jason began naming names, it was like we couldn't inspire him to stop a great deal of these superstars. Each and every big name in the way of life has been to Diddy's house, which means they've gone through all his telephone's instant messages. I can peruse you my instant message to Diddy. What day is it on the show on the organization? Are you coming on the show? Diddy, what's this done? It's completely been business for me. It's been business for me. I don't have anything improper to them as individuals because I don't manage them like that. So you mean to let me know every one of those late evenings what you're doing where you are at? I've seen Jay-Z at his home. I've seen TD Jake at his home. I've seen Chris Brown at his home. I've seen Jordan Woods at his home. I've seen Travis Scott at his home. I've seen Beyonce at his home. I've seen Tiana Taylor. I've seen them all now. We were all on the terrace, yet I've seen them all. I've seen Usher there. I've seen the child there. I've seen Justin Bieber there. I've seen everyone's been to a daddy party. Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore, Tyres, Golden Rose. I've seen them all be there. Mary J. Bang. I've seen them everything except genuinely. He didn't lie in light of the fact that each single individual he named has been to one of those gatherings, and were trapped in 4K. One of the primary names Jason dropped was Chris Brown, and like I said, he's most certainly been found celebrating up with Diddy. Not that we ought to be shocked, everyone realizes that Chris is a hard partier, yet here's the kicker: Chris was one shared a tale about how Diddy purportedly attempted to take actions on him at the point when he was just 12 years of age. That is wild, the most entertaining part. Like a ton of individuals don't know. Did he turn me down? I was 12 this? We should, how about what? You should discuss him right now, yet no yet, except for its affection now. This like my family, my sibling currently. Yet, how about we cut to the chase? It was a favor you went to see him. No doubt you was you moving, so fundamentally it came as a bundle, cuz in the event that you dance, you certainly would have marked you. No, I'm gonna keep it 100. So I was like 12 at this time. This is before I didn't. And at the point when I connected to Def Jam, however, Diddy wound up not marking Chris later that, and keeping in mind that he guaranteed it was only a matter of things not working out, Dan is persuaded. The genuine explanation is that he was pungent. Chris didn't put it out. However, how about we be genuine a second for a millisecond? That didn't prevent them from getting freaky with one another at the gatherings LA and discussing different names. Jason, too, dropped the child, which truly isn't a stunner. The child himself spilled tea in a meeting with Shannon Sharp, saying that Diddy got unhelpful with him at one of those gatherings, and, surprisingly, let people know how much he loved him, like what the show continues to unfurl. I was at a party at Cribden-Law, this was off, this was that. Start of 2020, you understand what I mean. Diddy had put every other person out the den, like the convergence of individuals, he had put him out. However, he had, began to actually appreciate me, specifically around the time, man, it was truly, guess what I mean, like putting his arm around me, right? So he had put larger part of the individuals out, yet he permitted me to remain in there. Me and, perhaps around 15 others, Jay-Z and Beyonce being you. No, two of the other 15 individuals in the room, so that just placed into point of view of the kind of organization I was in right at the second, and she came over also, acquainted herself with me, like, as though she needed to Beyonce cut it out. Yet I'm a enormous devotee of your work. You understand what I'm saying? Whoop, and that was simply dope. That was dope as damnation to me. That was dope. That was super dope. It's wild that the child reference Beyonce was at the party, since we should be genuine. Her name has been thrown around a ton since Diddy outrage started off discussing show. However, recall last year when Jason Lee attempted to extort Beyonce, asserting her had some frightful soil on her. The dauntlessness, it seemed like everyone was attempting to snatch a piece of the spotlight. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.